The World Health Organization has ranked Kenya at position 6 with the highest number of people living with depression. Kenya also top with the highest number of people living with sadness. Do you know why? Well, let's find out. Some of the depression cases are caused by or made worse by social media. In fact, a cross-section of Kenyans interviewed say it is somehow a threat to ailing users.
There are people who get bullied on social media, and that type of bullying can really lower your self-esteem and cause depression, and people just take social media for granted.
Na hii mambo ya social media, hata mimi naona watu wakitaka badala kupost kitu ya mtu amekufa ama damu ya mtu, sababu most of the people we have in this country unapata mtu na damu hawasiki. Mimi kwanza nikiona damu hiyo siku yote siwezi toka kwa nyumba.
Yeah, social media inatu affect sana juu wase most unapata msichana atumiwa kitu and then the next thing anajiua, so unapata maboy wengi anakuwa depressed.
For Philip Ogola, a new media consultant netizen, featured prominently in his depression journey.
It's painful even talking about it right now. As in the nature of my work, I handle so much emotional baggage from people. People who have been raped, they reach out to me as digital material. In a day we get like 7 suicidal cases or about 2 to 3 rape cases every day. So you find over time I have that baggage, carrying that baggage. Westgate, I was part of the response team. Dusit, I was part of the response team. So you find you have a lot of emotional baggage you're actually carrying without knowing. You end up not sleeping. It became tough for me, as in I used to see bodies every day. I used to smell death. Like I work with my sanitizer because my hands smell death. So I always say this thing on social media. It's all fun and games until it hits you closer home. Because you'll find people making fun at someone who is raped or someone who is fat.
From his experience, Ogola feels social media has played a major role in increasing cases of depression.
Most of us, we are battling so many things. But guys online are very insensitive. You'll find someone, like I remember when at Dusit, we were there the whole night for 24 hours trying to rescue people. And then someone going online and telling me that I was not there. You know, abusing me, that you're just an attention seeker, you just want to fame. And that night you've handled bodies, you've seen bereaved families, you've seen blood, you've seen death. So there are things which give me triggers, which give me trigger points.
Susan Kahema is a psychologist and a survivor of depression.
Maybe the first time I got the signs of depression, though I don't know when clearly, it's when I gave birth to my son. I could have developed what we call postpartum depression, because immediately I gave birth to my son, I felt like I didn't need him. I didn't want to be with him. But much later, I didn't understand that I was going through depression, but there was a feeling of not wanting to be with him. I was crying all the time. I had lost a sense of life. I didn't want to live. There was a lot of hopelessness. I had a blurred vision of the future, so I didn't want to wake up in the morning.
From Susan's perspective, those affected by the mental disorder and who frequently use social media are at risk of sinking further into despair.
Social media is bringing depression into the public domain. Remember, depression was very inward. People never used to talk about depression. But now that when someone is going through depression, they'll just post it on social media. Remember, it's an open domain. They're not telling someone directly. We have had someone say they posted something on social media and they didn't get many likes. It put them into depression. And you see, that is still part of social media. As a psychologist first, if someone is diagnosed with depression, they need to talk about it to the significant other. The significant other could be a family member, and they need to seek help. Depression is not witchcraft, and depression is not just intense sadness only. As I said, it's also a chemical imbalance in the brain. They need help. Why? Because when someone is going through depression, they think that the whole world is against them, that no one understands them.
Similar sentiments are shared by social scientist Brian Mutoko.
That has something to do with the people who are consuming the social media content, I tend to find that most of them, they're not even aware about the reaction that comes with it and what happens after they've consumed whatever they've seen on the media platforms. Again, you find that most, especially the youth, they're not able to figure out if they've started different stages of depression. They cannot really figure out if now they're not really mentally stable, okay? For them, it's about attitudes, feeling good or feeling bad, depending on whatever comes their way in the social media.
Philip, Susan and Brian all agree there is need to regulate digital content as a precautionary measure.
Social media cannot be regulated. I think it's about common sense, but the government needs to create a safe environment where youth can actually vent. Because you find right now there's no venting box for the youth, even for parents. If you look at the highest number of divorces, marital issues, is because there's no space for people to vent.
As a psychologist, I believe we need to filter what we are putting on social media. For example, the other day I saw someone had put a picture of someone who had hanged himself. And I thought, you don't do that. You're already causing a lot of panic. You're already causing a lot of emotional havoc to the people who are seeing those pictures.
I think that is a task that should be engaged by all social media agents. Anyone involved with social media in any way, from the creators of the content to the people that disseminate and even manage the content, and even to the end user.
It is the 21st century, a century that has been earmarked by the radical technological change. Social media has proven to be the most used of them all. Unfortunately, it has brought more harm with it. Well, who is to be blamed? Is it the social media pioneers or the users? For Channel 1 Weekend, I'm Opicho Jael.